this has got to be Zendaya's easiest performance of her entire acting career. And what I mean by that is she literally stands still in different angles to essentially have these dream sequences. For example, the director, Denis Villeneuve, must have been like, Zendaya, straight ahead like this. Actually, just this angle here. Yep, that's a great angle. Hey everyone, what's going on? Welcome back to a brand new edition. And I'm Mike, and thank you so much for tuning into this review, where today we're talking about Denis Villeneuve's latest masterpiece that is a remake of the original and is also inspired by graphic novels as well, but I've never read the novels and I've never seen the original, and we're talking about Dune. So I am a brand new newcomer to this entry and franchise overall, so I went in completely blindsided into this movie, but I did see the trailer, and by the looks of the trailer I was very invested. It looked like very kind of like sci-fi-esque, but on a kind of like a brand new level, so that already piqued my interest. And it wasn't really a movie that I was like dying or clamoring to see, but it was on, so I thought, okay, well, let's check this out. The cast itself, I have got to admit, that is just star-studded. I could go on and list every single person, but there's so many. Timothée Chalamet plays a character called Paul, which fits in perfectly into the plot because Paul is a destined man who has also got this great kind of destiny around him. However, that destiny leads him to travel into the most dangerous planet to save the fate of his people, but also the planet's future. I've got to admit, again, with the star-studded cast, I've also got to admit that this movie alone is visually stunning to look at. The CG for 99% of this movie is also fantastic. At points, I felt like I was in this kind of sandpit with these characters. I really was invested that much in terms of the visual style. It's kind of like bar none. Being honest with you, it's probably the most visually striking movie I've seen this year, and I definitely think at the Oscars it's going to win some big awards. So cinematically, it's great. Cinematographer-wise, is fantastic as well. I love the wide shots that are used throughout this movie, and at times it is breathless because it generally is and looks very compelling and almost makes you feel like you're there, which is what you want when you're in a film, to escape kind of just normality and go to that planet or go to that place. Whatever the location setting is, you want to be there, and I feel at times that movie executed that. Also, the action set pieces in this at times were fantastic. I generally believe that they were really well done, whether it's the choreography or whether it's this sci-fi essence of having an actual shield controlled by this bracelet on your arm. I felt like it was very unique and very subtly was added in there as a great detail that also helped elevate the plot and script of this movie. And kind of learning about the background of this brand new planet that I never knew about was fascinating. It really did have great elements where you could really sink yourself into the story. Unfortunately for me though, I couldn't sink myself into that story 100% because despite the performances being fantastic, I feel like some of the talent is wasted in this movie. For example, like Rebecca Ferguson is in this. She's fantastic. Oscar Isaac for what he's in is great, but we don't get to see enough of him. Josh Brolin for what he's in is pretty good as well. And also one scary thing is Jason Momoa without a beard looks weird. When you see him without a beard, you're going to be thinking to yourself, what is this guy done? Besides all that, I found that the runtime of this movie, which was around 2.5 hours, ran its course a little bit too long because there's a lot of exposition scenes and there's a lot of dialogue to explain the background and this lore of this planet, which, don't get me wrong, is interesting, but it takes that long to explain it, where I found myself at times a little bit bored. The biggest issue I have and biggest complaint I've got of this movie is that it seemed as if Denis Villeneuve was going to set this movie up as a sequel or a trilogy. Ultimately, why we've got some of these action set pieces and these dialogue scenes or the exposition scenes, cinematography, whatever we've got going on, I found myself kind of realising, so this whole kind of setup was to just try get another movie. So my overall score for Dune is... So if you've seen the movie yourself, leave your comments down below and let me know what you thought of the movie. Also, while you're there, please give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you already haven't. And until the next time that I see you, I'll be seeing you later.